Hey everyone, welcome to a GA-Canine Australia tracking video with Hans. We'll be going over through a few different little things I see on this track that are going to be assisting me in developing future training with Hans. Now, what you didn't see at the beginning of the video is we switched over from the flat collar to the harness when I identified that Hans had actually started working. This also assists in maintaining momentum once we get over the top of the article itself. Now, as you can see at the start of this track, Hans does a methodical and fantastic job of picking up the start of the track. Now, at this stage in training, I am instructing my trail layers to give me a bit of an easy beginning with very easy productive source for Hans to pick up on odor and to get locked on to the trail layers odor before we start throwing in some more curveballs into the track. Now, this is a double-blind track, also known as an unknown track in some circles. So Hans and I do not know where the trail layer has gone. All I know is that Hans has hit a lot of distraction / contamination over here. I am fully aware that there's a lot of children and dogs and people that frequent this particular stretch of road, which is something that dogs need to be able to overcome. However, in this instance, Hans does have a lot of difficulty. What is good though is we work this for the next couple of minutes before finally getting back on to the track itself. So whilst we did encounter some difficulty, I had to issue a number of verbal corrections and a couple of leash corrections. Hans does do a good job of sticking with it and not losing motivation. So I've sped the footage up there. Now, bear in mind, again, unknown track. I don't know where the track layer's gone. All I have is data that the dog's body language is giving me. Now, what Hans's body language told me throughout that segment there that I sped up was that he's quite distracted and was dealing with a lot of contamination, which was a huge challenge for him. However, as you'll see in a moment, once we push through that segment, he gets right back to work really well. Now, Hans is a pretty amazing little guy. He is very adept at picking up on odor, even the scantest amounts on particularly hard surfaces such as you see here. Now, how he's working this track here will make sense in a moment when you see where the track layer is, which I didn't know at this point. all I could see was that he was detailing this road methodically, and there was definitely a lot of the track layers odor in this vicinity. Now, bearing in mind that the wind is blowing, as you can see, the road here from right to left, so actually in our faces into the direction of travel. No, that doesn't make sense because we're going the wrong way right now, but you'll get that in a second. And clear as day, there is our proximity alert. Now, given the terrain and the wind conditions, it's actually quite a fire alert, which is fantastic. In a moment, you'll hear us make a call out once I determine that we are actually very close to the trail layer, which Hans tells me through his body language and intensity. Now, in this particular scenario, all we're doing is slowing Hans down when we make the announcement, just to build a bit of frustration and to strengthen the alert in the future. Now, from this distance, was that a tactical decision to make an alert from so far away? Potentially not, but the point for this scenario is about the dog. What is fantastic is that we were able to read the alerts from so far away, which then gives you options to potentially respond in a way that is more operationally safe.